Stress doesn't usually arrive with alarms or warning signs. It slips quietly into daily life, hides behind productivity, responsibility, and ambition, and slowly begins to reshape the body and mind. Many people think stress is just feeling overwhelmed or tired, but the truth is far more serious. Chronic stress quietly damages organs, disrupts hormones, weakens immunity, and accelerates aging, often without obvious symptoms at first. The good news is that once stress is understood, it becomes manageable, and with the right tools, its damage can be reversed. Stress is the body's natural survival response. Thousands of years ago, it helped humans escape danger. When the brain detects a threat, it activates the fight or flight response. Hormones like cortisol and adrenaline surge into the bloodstream. Heart rate increases, breathing becomes faster, blood is redirected to muscles. In short bursts, this response is protective and useful. The problem begins when stress stops being temporary and becomes constant. Modern life keeps the stress response permanently switched on. Deadlines, financial pressure, social comparison, lack of sleep, constant notifications, and emotional overload tell the brain that danger is always present. The body never gets the signal to relax. Over time, this creates chronic stress, and chronic stress is where the real damage happens. One of the first systems stress attacks is the brain. Elevated cortisol levels interfere with memory, concentration, and emotional regulation. People under chronic stress often experience brain fog, forgetfulness, and difficulty focusing. Long-term stress can even shrink parts of the brain involved in learning and decision-making, while enlarging areas linked to fear and anxiety. This is why stress makes people more reactive, irritable, and emotionally sensitive. Stress also disrupts sleep, which creates a vicious cycle. Cortisol should be lowest at night, allowing the body to rest and repair. But chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Poor sleep then increases stress hormones even further. Over time, this leads to fatigue, weakened immunity, mood disorders, and slower recovery from illness. The digestive system is another major victim of stress. When the body is in survival mode, digestion is considered non-essential. Blood flow is redirected away from the gut, slowing digestion and nutrient absorption. This can lead to bloating, acid reflux, constipation, diarrhea, and food sensitivities. Stress also alters the gut microbiome, reducing beneficial bacteria and increasing inflammation. Since the gut and brain are closely connected, digestive problems often worsen anxiety and depression, creating a feedback loop. Stress plays a major role in weight gain and metabolic problems. Elevated cortisol increases cravings for high sugar and high-fat foods. It also promotes fat storage, especially around the abdomen. Even people who eat reasonably well may struggle with stubborn belly fat if stress levels remain high. Over time, chronic stress increases insulin resistance, raising the risk of type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. The immune system suffers quietly under stress. Short-term stress can temporarily boost immunity, but long-term stress suppresses it. High cortisol reduces the production of immune cells, making the body more vulnerable to infections, slower wound healing, and chronic inflammation. This is why people under prolonged stress tend to get sick more often and take longer to recover. Cardiovascular health is deeply affected by stress. Chronic activation of the stress response keeps blood pressure elevated and promotes inflammation in blood vessels. Over time, this increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, and irregular heart rhythms. Now for the most important part: how to fix it. Managing stress isn't about eliminating it completely. Stress is part of life. The goal is to regulate the nervous system, reduce chronic activation, and create regular periods of recovery. The body is remarkably resilient when given the right conditions. The foundation of stress recovery begins with awareness. Many people don't realize how stressed they are because stress has become their normal. Pay attention to subtle signs: constant fatigue, shallow breathing, muscle tension, irritability, digestive issues, and difficulty relaxing. Awareness is the first step towards change. One of the most powerful stress reduction tools is breathing. Slow, deep breathing directly signals the nervous system to shift out of fight or flight mode. Simple practices like inhaling for 4 seconds and exhaling for 6 seconds can lower cortisol and heart rate within minutes. Just 5 to 10 minutes of intentional breathing per day can significantly reduce stress levels over time. Sleep is non-negotiable for stress repair. Quality sleep restores hormonal balance, repairs tissues, and recalibrates the nervous system. Creating a consistent sleep schedule, reducing screen exposure before bed, and keeping the bedroom dark and cool can dramatically improve sleep quality. Even small improvements in sleep can reduce stress hormones the following day. Nutrition plays a major role in stress resilience. Skipping meals or relying on caffeine and sugar worsens stress responses. Movement is one of the most effective stress relievers. Physical activity helps metabolize excess stress hormones and releases endorphins that improve mood. This doesn't require intense workouts. Walking, stretching, yoga, and light strength training all help regulate stress. The key is consistency, not intensity. Mental stress needs mental solutions. Mindfulness, meditation, and present moment awareness reduce overactivity in stress-related brain regions. Even a few minutes of daily mindfulness practice can lower anxiety and improve emotional regulation. Writing, journaling, and reflecting on thoughts can also help release mental tension and create clarity. Social connection is a powerful stress buffer. Humans are wired for connection, and supportive relationships reduce cortisol levels. Talking openly, laughing, and feeling understood signals safety to the nervous system. Isolation, on the other hand, amplifies stress. Even brief, meaningful interactions can make a difference. Boundaries are essential for long-term stress management. Chronic stress often comes from overcommitment and lack of recovery time. Learning to say no, protecting rest periods, and reducing unnecessary obligations allows the nervous system to reset. Rest is not laziness, it is biological maintenance. Purpose and meaning play a powerful role in how we experience and manage stress. When people feel connected to something larger than themselves, whether it's personal goals, creativity, service to others, learning, or growth, the brain responds to stress differently. Purpose doesn't eliminate stress, it reframes it. Challenges feel less overwhelming because they're seen as part of a meaningful journey rather than constant threats. This shift reduces fear-based reactions and strengthens emotional resilience, allowing people to recover more quickly from pressure and setbacks. Although stress often operates quietly, its impact on the body and mind is profound. When left unmanaged, it gradually drains energy, weakens health, and diminishes joy. However, the human body is designed to adapt and heal. Through awareness, supportive routines, and consistent self-care, stress can be redirected from a harmful force into a manageable signal that guides healthier choices. At Daily Health Journal, the focus is not on achieving perfection, but on steady progress. Small, intentional habits practiced each day, better sleep, mindful pauses, nourishing food, movement, and reflection can restore balance and protect long-term well-being. Stress may be part of modern life, but with the right tools, it doesn't have to control your health or your future.